The goal of my speech is to inform and persuade people to volunteer their time and resources in order to help out those that are less fortunate than themselves. I think volunteer work is something that is very important and vital to the world. Without volunteers, there would be millions of jobs in the world left undone. It's essential for people to take time out of their life to help those that are less fortunate, whether they be people, animals, or causes. Volunteers are an extremely valuable part of society. They take on a huge workload, perform grueling labor, and do all this at no charge. Without volunteers, there wouldn't be as many functioning animal shelters, homeless shelters, inner city programs, rehabs, and disaster relief programs as there are today. Most of these things rely on the support of volunteers. They are a source of labor and in many cases are relied on for supplies and donations to keep work going. Recently, my boss went on a mission trip to build houses in the Dominican Republic for a village that had lost everything to some storms last year. Can you imagine that for a whole year these people haven't had homes to sleep in and shelter from the elements, animals, and bugs which frequent their region? When Hurricane Katrina wiped out New Orleans, it was Habitat for Humanity and all their volunteers that went through cleaning up debris and began working on rebuilding the homes of these unfortunate people. When the BP well exploded over the summer, dumping millions of gallons worth of crude oil into the Gulf of Mexico, it was volunteers that rushed to the aid of wildlife and began cleanup efforts around the beaches and marshes. As much as we like to think that the government has unlimited funds and resources and people on hand to fix these problems, we all know that's just not true. They rely on the volunteers to take up the slack because they cannot and will not do everything. At the end of the day, it's up to us to help ourselves, our neighbors, and our environment. I believe without the help of volunteers, the world would be in ruin. They do so much and are greatly taken advantage of. Without the help of these people, the world's GDP would diminish by 3 to 7%. Global economy would be out $400 billion. That's a significant amount of money to have to account for. It wouldn't be possible to regenerate those losses without the help of volunteers. There are many different things you can do to volunteer. You can go to your local soup kitchen and serve meals, or if you've got the resources, you can do something similar with Meals on Wheels and go door to door to people's houses delivering food. If you have a love of animals, going to a sanctuary or animal shelter would be a fulfilling way to spend a few hours. Perhaps you're handy. Habitat for Humanity and other similar programs could always use someone willing to perform manual labor. There are thousands of ways in which you can get out there and lend your help. The important thing is to find something which is meaningful to you. I think I've demonstrated why it's so vital for us to get up and volunteer. If no one did this work, the homeless would be even hungrier. Stray animals would wander the streets in larger numbers, spreading disease and posing a threat to human safety. Families hit by natural disaster would join the ranks of homeless unless they had enough funds to start up again. And with these times, we all know that's just not feasible for most people out there. So you see, volunteers are an important part of society. Without them, the world wouldn't function half as well as it does today. But I believe we have the capability to do better by volunteering more. Thank you.